Okay. You're fun. Excellent. And we live, Mr. Ricky, on everything. Ain't that fun? It's exciting. Now, Miss Kasaya, will you join us with your camera, or how you feeling about that? Maybe.
I, I mean, I can.
Okay, please, please. Because you're so beautiful. We want to see you. We want to see you.
My little cousin is sitting on my lap, so
That's
yeah.
fine. We can see little cousin too.
There you go. Well. Black economic city.
Yeah. That's Miss Paris hanging out with us.
So good.
Hi, Miss Paris.
In this parade, please wave your grades at the brave who fight for you. If you don't gain, they fight in vain. Show them what you can do. Show them what you can do. Please show them what you can do. I said, in this parade, please wave your grades at the brave who fight for you. If you don't gain, they fight in vain. Show them what you can do. Show them what you can do. Please show them what you can do. You make this parade a mere charade if you're marching just for fun. Our troops must feel your thanks for real.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us once again on Wave Your Grades. Today is Saturday, December 10th. Wave Your Grades comes to you every Saturday from 1 until 2 p.m. on KUAW.org. Our program emanates from the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center in Kansas City, Missouri, and we are brought to you by Students for Boots, asking American students to strive for excellence in honor of our troops. Now, let me just say that we want those who have served, our veterans, those who are active duty, our troops, to know that they have not served in vain. They do not serve in vain. So we attempt to get them the best students in the United States of America, reporting on their excellence so they have something about which to be proud. Now, one of the ways that we do this at least once a month is through Valencia Broadus, who works on an ongoing basis with young people through the SMART Club, but not exclusively through the SMART Club. And on occasions like this, today's Wave Your Grades program, we ask Valencia Broadus to introduce us to those she has brought us. My name is Carl Boyd. I am a civilian, but our program does indeed honor veterans and those serving. It gives me an honor, a great pleasure to now introduce and ask Valencia Broadus to tell us about today's special program. Attorney Broadus, please.
So we have with us today 4 exciting young people, and they're going to talk to us just kind of in and out about stuff. Ms. Denai, first, hello, I see you. And if you have a chance, turn on your camera because we are live. So I always want to see people. Miss Parrish, you too. So we have with us first, Mr. Ricky Goins. Mr. Ricky, tell us just a little bit about yourself, especially career goal stuff. That's always real important.
Hi. Yes, my name is Ricky Goins. I attend Raytown South High School. I'm 15 years old, and I'm a sophomore. What I want to be when I grow up, I want to be a barber and a football player, and I want to major in business. So,
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. And we'll hear more from him later. Miss Kasaya, Drew, talk to us. Who are you?
My name is Kasaya. I'm 15, and I go to DUSL, and I am an artist.
Career goal is being an artist, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you're amazing. Thank you, thank you. And who's that person with you? First name. We don't need a last name.
It's my little cousin Harmony.
Hi. Good morning. Good morning. That's my daughter in the background talking, y'all. So now we have Miss Denaya. Good morning. Talk to us. Everybody talk to us.
Good morning. My name is Denaya. I go to Lincoln College Prep. I'm a senior, and my career goal is to be a personal chef for athletes or a chef in general.
I like the for athletes. The only thing exciting, y'all, is to get her connected even more. She's doing great things, and hopefully she'll tell us a little bit more about some of the schools that she's talking to. So we'll get there. Miss Paris, good morning. How are you? Talk to us. Remind us who you are.
Great morning, great morning. My name is Paris Holly.
You froze.
I'm a mentor, a mother of twins who are very loud, who will be in my background, and just here to help in the community. And yeah.
Absolutely. And as one of our career coaches and mentors, she's always doing stuff with us. We appreciate that. She's also, studying to finish her engineering studies. So I always want to make sure that everyone knows we all are pursuing things. And that's why we're a career club. We talk a lot about career stuff. So what I wanted to do today a little bit, as with our young leaders, is to kind of touch on some end of year stuff. And Ms. Kasaya, thank you very much for helping me to kind of coordinate and talk to people today and stuff like that. I really do appreciate that. So you think about end of year stuff. We've had Thanksgiving, we've got Christmas coming up, we've got New Year's. And so like family traditions, our young leaders, are there like family traditions that you all really look forward to in these holidays? It could be the food, it could be I don't know, anything, and any of y'all start wherever you want to. Like family traditions that are kind of fun around this time of the year.
My pops, his birthday is on Christmas Day, so we like to celebrate his birthday.
That's huge. Does he get extra presents?
Yeah, he gets extra love.
Oh, that is wonderful. Okay, that's pretty special. Thank you. Anyone else? I won't call names. Y'all talk whenever y'all want to.
Well, for me, this year, my kids, their birthday fell on Thanksgiving. So
okay, I'm sorry, Mr. Nye. Go ahead, Miss Paris. Talk to us. And
I apologize. I didn't even hear it come through. I'm sorry. But this year, my kids, their birthday fell on Thanksgiving. Santiago, Eleanor, please stop. Say hi.
Hello.
Say hi, Mr. Boyd. There you
Hello
go.
to you.
They like feeling included. So their birthday fell on Thanksgiving this year, so it kind of switched some of my tradition, which would typically be eating crab legs every Thanksgiving because I don't like chicken and turkey. So that's a
the thing, right? Okay. So are they excited about Christmas trees and stuff like that, or what are you?
Sadly. I'm not big on the decoration and stuff like that. I wholeheartedly feel like it's a waste of money. But their kids, I got to do all the tradition and the singing, so they get to do it too. And so we're getting a tree. I've already ordered everything, blue and white, because that's my color choices. And so this will be our first year decorating as a family. So that'll be really interesting.
So you'll take pictures, right? Amen.
Let me say something to Paris Holly. Hello. This is most interesting to me. My wife is a twin. My mother was a twin. My wife's mother was a twin and had twin siblings. we did not have children. You think if we had had children, we might have
Yes,
had twins, just maybe.
yes, because I was a twin and I had twins, and I found out it skipped my mom, but my grandmother on my mom's side was also a twin. So
Now,
it's real.
that is, since we have that in common, let's see if we have something else in common. You said you don't like the chicken and turkey, or did I hear that correctly?
Yes, you heard that correctly. I'm not a
Now,
fan.
this is what we might have in common. I have three older brothers, and they wanted me to check my DNA to see what family I came from because I don't like sweet potatoes and collard greens.
Oh no, you're broken. But I don't like chocolate.
You
I
like
don't
that?
like chocolate. Chocolate, is in the same boat as chicken and turkey. You can keep the chocolate, but I love all of my vegetables outside of mushrooms and coconut and asparagus. Those are only things that are cut out. I'll eat Brussels sprouts, peas, greens, everything. It's all free game.
Okay, okay.
Well, I want Kasaya and Danea and Ricky to know that I get challenged because my taste is so bland. Dr. Broadus, I want to challenge them to see what their favorite meal might be or what their most bizarre taste might be.
Mm.
Look at Ricky smiling.
I would say my favorite food, like on Thanksgiving, is definitely yams. Like I love yams. Like I would literally eat a full plate of yams before I eat anything else.
See, he would put me out of the house because I don't like sweet
You don't
potatoes
like
and
yams. Okay. Miss
No,
Denaya.
he would probably be happy because he you could give him your portion and he'll be
That's a
good.
good point. Good point.
Miss Denaya.
My favorite meal, well, like it's usually during the summer whenever my family barbecues. We always barbecue ribs, and then I love macaroni, so like that's like one of my favorite meals whenever we barbecue. And I think one of the most bizarre things that I like that a lot of people don't like, I like to eat seaweed chips. They're really good to me. And a lot of people don't like them because they say it's like bland.
Yes, Miss Kasaya, you. She's like me. Yes, you.
My favorite meal would have to be chicken Alfredo.
So
Sweet and simple. Just
broccoli
like
in
that.
it and all that stuff. Just chicken up. No, no.
Now,
Chicken
Attorney
Alfredo.
Broadus, since you have thrown it to the rest of us,
My favorite meal. So I like all of it. I like whether it is. I like chicken. I like Cornish hens. I don't really know a lot about, but I like chicken for sure. I love turkey. I like lasagna. I definitely like spaghetti. I eat it all the time. My daughter, she likes seafood quite a bit, and so like one year we had a seafood Christmas. So I just like food, and but I like to cook it. So I like to cook the food, and we just sit, cook, and eat, and cook some more and eat it and taste it. I like the fellowship more than anything else about holidays, just being together. So the food is like icing on the cake, so to speak. Okay, okay. So the reason I asked that about kind of family traditions is over the holidays, we've seen, especially this year through the pandemic, a lot of people, they weren't together for a couple of years, and now people are coming back together. So it seems like people are, they're doing family tradition stuff, but a lot of people, they're out of town. It's all about, they're saying, the experiences now. So they're not really buying as many gifts. They're buying each other experiences, like whether it's movie passes or something different. So I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I don't know, but that's been an interesting piece because they're saying that buying isn't going down. Buying is still up, but they're buying trips and all different types of and foods and stuff like that. So I think about Miss Denaya quite a bit of they're buying people like different foods and desserts and experiences. So especially for kiddos. So that's pretty cool. Hmm. Now I know that everyone on here isn't old enough to vote, but for our young leaders, what did you guys think about us winning Georgia in the runoff? Did you watch that a little bit at all with Reverend Warnock? Or that whole piece with Herschel Walker, Reverend Warnock? No, not as much. And that's okay. The reason I'm kind of bringing it up a little is that first of all, Reverend Warnock won. So in the primary, there was three or four senators, people running for senator, and because in Georgia they did not get, no one got above 50% of the vote, the top two had to do a runoff. So it was Herschel Walker, famous NFL football player, stuff like that, and then Reverend Warnock. And so it, the whole piece was, it was just a crazy election thing. But here's what I really took out of it. The young people, they're the ones at the very end of the day that really brought the election home. And so a whole lot of brand new young voters who were listening to both people talk. There's two Black candidates, two males. And my understanding, and y'all have to tell me a little more about Mr. Herschel Walker, you know, he not only was he a top, I guess, NFL, probably high school more so, in Georgia, wherever he was, but he was a big deal there in Georgia. So Mr. Trump, he handpicked him to run against this other Black gentleman, Reverend Warnock. And I'm just saying, it was crazy till the very end. But what happened was at the very end, Reverend Warnock and some other younger than him, Black officials from around the country, they came into Atlanta, into Georgia, but especially Atlanta, and they were telling the young people, your vote makes a difference. It's so tight. If you all come and vote, whoever you vote for, but they were just saying, if you all come and vote, you are going to decide this election. That election was still so close. It was 50.8 to like 49.6. And that's still how it was still close. But it was the young people who pushed Reverend Warnock over. And so I did all that because I was just kind of wonder if young people, if y'all really know the power that you have. That's why I wanted to ask, because it was just kind of some crazy. Hey, Mr. Boyd, what you thinking over there?
Well, let me do
thinking.
this. Let me add a challenge
Okay.
to your question.
Okay.
Because I have found out something very interesting lately in the center where I work with homeless youth. When we do the program, you have not heard us begin with something called a disclaimer.
Oh.
But ordinarily, programs begin with a disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of the station or its management, etc. That's a disclaimer. Now, one of the reasons for a disclaimer is because we must not make assumptions based upon our personal viewpoint. So I've got to tell you what I have run into and cannot wait to hear from Denaya, Kasaya, and Ricky. You said we won Georgia. Now, I have run into some young people who would say to me, I was voting for Herschel Walker. So that the assumption that I would make, because I feel strongly, the challenge is not only how young people feel about politics and activism, because I have heard, and Valencia Broadus has heard, young people in high school who are more intelligent and more articulate and more involved than many of the adults we know. And I would be interested in not only how they feel about Reverend Warnock versus Herschel Walker, but politics in general. And who would like to start, Kasaya?
What was the question again?
How do you feel about politics in today's world?
To be honest, I'm not really sure because because I don't really like actually pay attention to politics. So for me, really, I don't have an answer to that question.
And please don't feel badly because you're not voting age. You're making up your mind about a lot of things. Denia, how do you feel about it?
I'm 17, so next year I'll be 18 and like be legal to vote. So, I have been looking a little more into it. I mean, a lot's going on with senior year, so I wasn't like up. I heard that there was an 18-year-old that just became the mayor in a state. I think it was Michigan. I don't know for sure, which I thought was really cool. So like what I see, I pay attention to, but I think politics right now are like getting kind of down to the wire, especially with everything that just happened with Trump coming out of presidency and people still shaky about Biden and all this other stuff going on. So yeah, I'm trying to get a little bit more into it.
Dr. Broadus, that's what I'm talking about. And Brother Goins, politics.
I don't really have much about politics. I just like I ain't been paying attention for it like that. So I really don't. I really can't answer the question, Mr. Boyd. So
That is quite all right. And let me tell you, this is pretty amazing that Sister Paris and Sister Valencia and Brother Carl, we heard from two 15-year-olds who said that this is not their thing right now. The blessing is that you are concentrating on what 15-year-olds need to be concentrating on. And one who is soon to become 18 is coming into what the impact of politics might be on her life. And that's just too perfect. That just makes too much sense. And I just thank you guys so much because those answers made absolute perfect sense to me.
Amen.
So I'm sorry, Attorney.
No, it's
please.
okay. So, no, thank you. So I kind of did that a little bit because then I want to ask you another question. So let's say that where we are right now, the schools that you're in, they have certain standards of grades and everything like that. And that impacts you getting into colleges and everything, right? So let's say if your city council, if they passed a rule like tomorrow that said, we're going to make sure that, and this is something that's happened for real, but it came to our attention a little earlier. So let's say their city council says for the whole city of Kansas City, Missouri, that all students have to have is a 1.0 GPA to be in sports or to be in culinary or to do anything. And the city council, they said it. They said, because it's too hard for the students, that we're going to make sure that all students need is a 1.0 GPA to participate in extracurricular activities, like the ones, Ricky, that you want, football, like the Miss Denia, the ones that you help manage and stuff. All those athletes need is a 1.0 GPA to participate. And the city council passed it. Does that impact your lives? Talk to me. Anybody.
I think it would impact my life because it's 1.0 GPA like right now. It's like that's like very low standard for me. But I feel like if they made that a rule, it could impact other people in my age group because it's like it's really hard to get our grades up sometimes, and it's like we fall below the mark. And at our school, it would be like really hard. So if they pass that rule, I feel like a lot of people will be getting major opportunities in sports.
In high school. So let me ask you before you answer, Mr. Naya. So let's say that if a lot of the students that they didn't have that 1.0, because what does a 1.0 equal to in grade level? Talk to me. What's it equal to?
I don't think that's even a C average. I think that's like below a C average.
It's a D.
Yeah, it's a D. So yeah.
That's a D average. So so thank you. So if you think about that, if the city council, the people who are all these older political people making decisions, and this happened in a place. That's always why I'm bringing it up. It really happened. So they made a decision that they're only going to require students to have a 1.0 GPA participate in sports. So they're saying for students, having a D average is enough. What does that do for your college prospects and stuff, though? Because yes, you're right, Brother Ricky. You'll be able to play in everything, but what does that do for your college prospects? Let's talk about that for just a second. Anybody talk to me.
I feel like the problem with that is that like you have nothing to work for. Like I know at Lincoln, I think we have to keep a 2.5 GPA or we get on probation or like we're in like trouble of being like kicked out of the school. And that makes you want to work harder so that you can stay in the school. And that's same with like our athletes. Our athletes can't just be like not doing their work and get to play because then it's like it's not really no incentive if you know you can do it anyways. And then teams like that don't work as hard because once again, they know they'll be able to play. Like they're not in jeopardy of losing anything. So they just do it anyways. So I feel like that's really bad because it's like when you get into a habit of doing something and used to getting rewarded for that, and then you try to go somewhere else and you find out that that's not how things really work, it can be a problem. So those kids that go to college and try and keep a D average and think that they're going to get like sent on scholarship and stuff like that, because colleges won't even pick up athletes with like really bad grades, even if you can play good. So it's just not really helpful at all in the long run.
Absolutely. And the city council, I mean, only reason I'm saying is because ours didn't do it, but a state did that. A state did that because different constituents wanted their students to be able to play and sports and do curriculars. So even now in the colleges, if you don't have an 18 in math and an 18 in reading on the ACT, they won't often even pick the athletes up. So you can have a whatever in science or something, but you have to have at least an 18 in those areas. You don't get an 18 in those areas by having a D average, though, a 1.0. Because a 1.0 basically says you basically show up to class and that's it. You know, and I'm doing this on purpose because I'm thinking, wow, these people out here, they're doing things and passing laws and stuff that impact our young people. And sometimes we don't know. And it's not your fault you don't know, but it made me think about, I wonder what those students in that state thought once they found out. Some may have been happy to say, yes, I can play, but how do we make sure that we're doing like we do? We're always trying to make sure that we're, doing good in school and making things happen and waving our grades and taking the ACT and at least thinking about what the colleges want. And so what we'll be doing a lot of in, the next year for the Smart Career Club, we were a part of a thing called the National Association of Parliamentarians, and then we do a lot of civic stuff. So we had started kind of reading the newspaper more and doing, so we'll be doing some of that, more of that in the coming year because it's so important. And that, when we just learned it actually today, Miss Ferris and I were on this call, like, what? We all were like, what? That's horrible. Because, normally it's in our neighborhoods that stuff like that happens. That's really, it's about so often our minority athletes can play. So they lower the bar for us. Community colleges sometimes won't even let you in with that, or you're taking remedial courses and all this type of stuff, So it's not the students' fault. Those were the leaders that did that. You know what I mean? And so
Where was that?
It was in Ohio. So, Ohio.
I would love to check the demographics to find out what constituency they were appealing to, just like you said,
Yes.
to lower the bar in that way. And if I were an athlete, would I want a coach with a 1.0 GPA?
I could definitely say I wouldn't want to be involved in that. And that's only being the student I was, because of what my focuses were in high school and things of that nature. I got to see firsthand how if you choose not to have the good GPA just because you're smart, because that wasn't my issue about not being smart, not knowing how to do the work. I just didn't care to turn in my work, which didn't make sense. I would do it, but I didn't turn it in. And I put myself at a lot of different disadvantages for schools, scholarships, things of that nature that I could have had to make things a lot easier in my transition into college, that I wasn't aware of. That if somebody would have talked to me then, or if they would have just fought, because around that time, I think when I was in middle school, they were really just passing people along, no child left behind. I think they still are very big on that. I just don't know if it's still called the same thing. Um, and so they started switching curriculums around them when they really started doing the statewide testing and things of that nature to see where people are so they could start lowering the standards then. So where they say, oh, you have to teach all of these things, but even if they didn't teach all of those things, you can still go to the next grade level. They're not going to hold you back whether you know the information or not. And that happened to a lot of students. And then when they got to that position where it was like, I don't know this, or some of us who end up coming to the same colleges, it was like, I don't know this. Why don't I know this? And you get to see how they just passed you on just because parents were upset. Well, my child does know this when they don't. And you need to be okay with somebody telling you your child does not know something and know how to move forward with it. A lot of people don't like hearing that their child is not up to par where they think they are because they don't put that same energy and effort into them, because we don't necessarily have this society where we could come home and not work two jobs and do all this. You just kind of take your child to school, do this, but you don't have that real one-on-one to teach them and make sure they understand it, because you may not have got that. So
Right. No, that good point. I want to give another thought. And Mr. Boyd, I definitely want you to tell us. Sometimes I think that as a parent, we also, though, when we send our students to school, I think we often have an expectation that the school is pouring it all in. And sometimes it is about, parents not having the time or sometimes the wherewithal to do that intellectual tutoring and stuff like that themselves. But I think sometimes we also just trust that the school must be making it happen. So sometimes even the parents don't know that's happening with that 1.0. It just happens. What do you think, Mr. Boyd?
Let me do this first at it's 1:32, just to do this break. Let me remind those who are with us that this is Wave Your Grades. We're on KUAW.org. I am your civilian host, Carl Boyd. We have a very special program today brought to us by attorney Valencia Broaddus. Our very special guests are Kasaya Denaya, Ricky, and Sister Paris. And during the break, I will come back with an announcement. We always ask Brother Louis George Walker to let all know how they can get the program and re-get, if you will, call it up later if they want. And then I have an announcement from the National Association of Black Veterans, but Brother Louis George Walker, will you tell us about program access? I'll make my announcement, and then we will come back to Valencia Broaddus and Company. Thank you so very, very much, Louis George Walker, and for all of those who are present with us today, and those who are listening or watching. Louis George Walker is the founder of KUAW.org and the president of the Black Family Technology Awareness Association. And Brother Walker, I don't know how many programs you uh, engineer and produce, but we want you to know how much we appreciate that you spend the whole hour with us. Those who are with us have no idea that he is going downstairs to robotics practice and upstairs to tutoring and across the street to competition and on and on. So Louis George Walker. Oh, that reminds me, Valencia brought us
Yes.
that Louis George Walker has made available something of an apprenticeship, if you would, for young people who are interested in doing the producing and engineering and that kind of thing. He really should not have to spread himself so thin. It would be kind of nice to have to, quote, give up the seat, unquote, to someone who is approaching the efficiency that he projects. So please keep that in mind.
I will, and I'm going to comment on that really quick, only because,
Okay.
and then Mr. Walker can. So, Mr. Walker, I'm sure you have not checked your emails yet, and it's okay. But I just sent you an email this morning,
Oh,
and it was just today, and saying that we are ready to go for our radio
good.
show, and a big part of it will be we've always wanted to have our young people to produce, work to produce the shows and stuff. And so I look forward to talking to you because we again on a call we had earlier, we definitely have individuals who want to sponsor us doing that because we're getting ready for our summer career kitchen again. So
Wow.
I mean, so it just happened. All this stuff just happened because of that conversation that I'm bringing up about. They were like, we need to do
Praise
more.
God.
We need to get the kids doing whatever
Oh, no,
now.
this
And
is
so,
good.
yes,
Exactly, because I didn't know that when I said that.
I know.
But you have such great young people. It just complements what Brother Walker is doing.
Absolutely.
So,
And I tell my young people, just so you always, I know you know this, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. Whenever we have you guys to do these shows and different stuff, we always like to provide stipends and stuff. So I'll be following up, I didn't announce it yet, but since now that's what we do. Whatever we do, we always provide stipends and training. We get
that's
together.
so good.
And so I'll
good.
be now asking y'all after the show, anyone interested, so we can be getting together and making it happen. People, they want to support us more again, and I'm really excited about it. So.
And I promise you, I'm going to answer your question.
Oh.
Let me make this this announcement in a more formal way.
Okay.
National Association of Black Veterans Family Event and Toy Giveaway. Saturday, December 17th, 2022, 1:30 until 3:30 p.m. Now that's next Saturday, December 17th, 1:30 until 3:30 p.m. at the Greg Kleist Community Center. Toys for kindergartners through sixth graders. Parents must be present. And it's at the Greg Kleist Community Center, 1600 John Buck O'Neill Way, just north of 18th and Vine. That is the National Association of Black Veterans. Sister Broadus, Rebecca Bradley was on with us last week talking about this event. So next Saturday.
Yay.
And I want to go back to your question as it relates to expectations. And the reason is because I am not exaggerating when I say this. For at least 10 to 12 years, I was lecturing across the United States of America with the title, No One Rises to Low Expectations.
That's right.
No one rises to low expectations. And Leon Dixon and I have talked about bridging the gap, the academic gap between white students and Black students. And we always say that bridging the gap is not enough. We must shoot the gap. We must not think as a people that somehow we have, quote, become adequate, unquote, because we have caught up with someone else. When the United States of America ranks number 19 in science, technology, engineering, and math. So that I don't want to bridge the gap. I want to go as high as I possibly can.
That's right.
Without comparing to someone else. And I think that had I been in Ohio, in that particular municipality, wherever it was, I would have gone on record.
It was the whole state.
Oh, it's the state of Ohio.
I know I said city because I was giving an example of our city.
Oh,
it was the state.
Wait. The state of Ohio legislature
The
has made that.
politicians. Ms. Paris, isn't that right? One of the state? And I'll go back and check, but we had a long conversation about this.
Yes, no, it is. It's the state of Ohio. They only require a 1.0 GPA, which is not acceptable.
For athletes to participate.
And they fought for that. They wholeheartedly fought for that, which is so sad.
Ooh.
The state of Ohio, the whole state.
Well, let me just put it this way, because we have Keziah and Ricky and Danae with us, so I won't take up all of their time. I would like to make this a topic of conversation at some point, and just simply go on record saying I think that is unfortunate, bordering on thinking that it is ridiculous. Certainly, I want to go back to our young people today. And I'm not going to get off subject totally, but I would like to ask Ricky if Ricky knows Joey of Joey's Cuts Barbershop. Just interested if are you familiar with Joey's Cuts?
No, sir.
All right. He is a well-known barber in Kansas City, Missouri. And the last time I saw him, I said that I knew a young person. I had not met you yet, but I had met a young man who was interested in becoming a barber. And I asked Joey if he mentors young people, and he said he would. So is it all right if we talk about that after the show or sometime soon?
Because remember, Mr. Boyd, we went down to his barbershop. We took a lot of our young people down there.
That's right. That's right.
So no, whatever you can lead us back into, please do. And that's what our partners do. People,
And yes, as a matter of fact, you are with the person who can prove to be a conduit, because that's right. Attorney Valencia Broadus knows exactly who I'm talking to. So if either one of us does that, provided that Ricky wants to, it would be great to introduce them.
Yes. No, we want you to take us, Mr. Boyd. I was just kind of saying that we did. No, we want you to.
I'd be happy to.
Yes.
So let me take it back to you and get back on topic. But that occurred to me when Ricky said he was interested in barbering.
Well, this is good because we're on topic. Two things you mentioned: December 17th, the Black Association of Veterans, or National Association of Black Veterans, or
yes.
They're doing the toy drive giveaway on December 17th. Also, Joey Cuts has the Do You Know Joey Foundation.
Yeah.
And mentioning it that way, because again, a lot of the entrepreneurs, they're always trying to, like mentor, but give back. And they give away the turkeys, they do all sorts of stuff.
That's right.
Anyway, so one of my next questions, Ms. Keziah probably knows this for sure, is wanted to ask us, with our family traditions, ourselves, our schools, is there anything that we do just as a family or as a school to give back to others that you all are a part of? Anybody? Or friends or anything, like any type of giving back stuff you all are doing that we also can know about and help?
I'm in the National Honor Society at my school, but I'm in the National Technical Honor Society with Manual Tech, and I'm the president of that. and we
Oh,
have a food drive coming up next week, and we're like having like a small competition between the classes to like see who could bring the most non-perishables, and like whoever brings the most will get like a pizza or something. But we're gonna donate it to either the food pantry at my church or the food pantry at our sponsor, Ms. Rainey's church, and then they're gonna give it back with like to the people for the holidays.
So we can support you.
Yes, you guys can if you guys ever wanted to. Y'all
We
could
do.
probably take them up to Manual Tech. I could ask Miss Rainey; she probably wouldn't have a problem with that. And we're going to be collecting Monday through Tuesday next week.
Okay. Okay. Because you said whoever wins gets pizza. So we want you to get the pizza.
now repeat the way that we can participate, please.
I can ask Miss Rainey if you guys can bring the canned goods up to Manual Tech or to me, and then I can just bring them in.
You said Manual Tech?
I go to Manual Tech. It used to be called Motech, I guess, a long time ago when my grandma was there, but now it's Manual Tech.
Yes.
Oh, amazing, amazing. No, thank you. And we'll I know Miss Pierce is probably making notes of those things, but I will as well. Because we want to really support.
Yes,
we want to know what
definitely.
you're doing to give back, and we want to support. Mr. Ricky, Miss Messiah, anything you guys are any like church or anything doing, giving or helping people over the holidays or anything that you know of? No? So, but together we could help Miss Denia, couldn't we?
There you go.
How about that? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it could be bringing cans because we can just do small things and ask other people because that's a big part of is a big part of civic responsibility. It's the voting and knowing what's happening with the politics and all that. But it's also about being a citizen that does all we can to help other people. And sometimes they could be less fortunate, but sometimes they just might need stuff, might need information, they might need a helping hand, might need you to help them to carry or whatever it is. But whatever we can do to help one another, to help others and each other. So we'll do that. So Ms. Denia, if you can send me a text or anything just to remind me
Please.
of what we need, and I'm going to send it to everyone else.
Yeah, can
Maybe
you
we all
also
can
include
bring.
me on that message, please? Because I know a few people who definitely want to help him have been reaching out, and I have a Friendsgiving this evening at 6 p.m. So they always are wanting to know what I'm doing, and they're going to help because they don't have an option.
So. Right. I knew he was going to say
so. Please send that information to me as soon as possible, because not only I know some of you guys got to see, but whatever I do, my kids do, and so they get an option to really see how we help, and I'm working on explaining that to them. So
Excellent.
if we could drop it off to you personally so that they could get an idea of what that looks like.
Excellent. Okay.
Outstanding.
I've got one last topic, if you'll let me.
Now, before you go to the last one, you were talking about traditions.
Yes, I was asking them, and they said they didn't have any, like meaning giving back.
I have a question for them.
Okay.
As it relates to traditions, and I am curious as to traditions young people 15 and 17 years old might have heard about as far as my generation and the generation just below me. I would be 3 generations, but a couple of generations. Now, here is an example, and I really want to see what the young people think about this. This is a true story. I grew up on the south side of Chicago. I grew up in the Ida B. Wells housing projects. When I was a teacher, I worked with young men in particular who identified with gangs, South Side projects. And one of our traditions that nobody would have thought of was, this is a true story. We knocked on doors and rang bells and sang Christmas carols. Now, who would have thought that? I'm interested in whether or not any of our young people today have heard about traditions that might have surprised you with your grandparents and great grandparents, or that still exist today. Who among you will venture an answer to that question?
I could say that definitely happened with me, where I grew up. That we did things of that nature, where we not went to go sing carols per se, but in the different old people homes, not only nursing homes, but like the
Yeah.
older senior living, we would go by and just see if they needed anything, try to help them because some of them didn't have family around.
Yes.
Just little things like that. But we didn't. Nobody was going door to door singing. We would kind of go wherever we felt would be relatively the safest, and they knew it was a thing.
And the young people today don't do anything like that, or you just haven't participated in stuff?
I participated.
You got away from the microphone. We missed it.
Come closer.
Like
Yeah.
when I was that was one thing.
Yeah. You are saying something so important and we're missing it, and we don't know whether it's because of proximity to the microphone or the direction. We
Is this
really
better?
want to hear this.
Is this better?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
It did it again. Is there something?
Something technical.
Turn off
Yeah,
your
well, you were
Wi-Fi and
fine
turn
at
it back
first.
on. Ricky, turn off your Wi-Fi and turn it back on. It could be Wi-Fi connection.
Okay. And as Mr. Naya is saying that, Mr. George Walker, did you hear Mr. Naya say that she was the president of the of Technical Honor Society? Did you hear her say that? I know. I just wanted to say that.
Well,
So
well,
we're
well,
going to
you
be talking to you about doing production. I didn't know that. Like,
this is so good. Danae, will you tell Brother Walker again for us what that is and what you do?
Okay, so the national, there's two that I'm in. It's a National Honor Society, which is like that's across America, and they're at like high schools. And they also have a National Technical Honor Society at like technical schools like Mayo Tech or Herndon that you might know of. And I'm the president at our chapter at Mayo Tech. But I'm also in the one at Lincoln, but it's not
okay.
that one. But yeah, at Lincoln, to go back to the, oh, sorry to cut you off. Mhm. Mhm. Wow, that's cool.
Yay.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, sure, that'd be really nice.
Now,
Mhm.
this
Of
is
course, of
this is
course.
wonderful. Danae, tell me if you have heard of BFTAA. BFTAA. Are you familiar with those letters?
No, sir.
Somebody who is with us might be able to tell you what BFTAA stands for. Anybody on the panel who might be able to?
Mm.
Which I am a president of.
Yes.
Thank you
Oh,
very
that's cool.
That's why I was like, did you hear her say that? So,
Oh, yes. Yeah, it goes for like the technical schools. So like how at Manual Tech they have the automotive, culinary. I'm in the culinary program. They have EMT and stuff like that. So we organize like the community service projects, volunteer stuff like that for them. Like we did a blood drive and stuff like that, just to so that the students can get their volunteer hours and they'll actually be like doing good things for other people. So yeah, and at Lincoln with the National Honor Society, when we were talking about traditions, they were we're trying to figure out service projects, and my group was talking about actually going to a nursing home and like helping out the people too. So it was cool that Ms. Pearson said that too because we were talking about that.
Attorney
Let's
brought
see
us.
if we
Thank
can. I'm
you
gonna see if we can
so
get Ricky
much.
back in really quick. I'm sorry. Can try,
Yes, he looks
try
like he
talking to
might
us
be
again.
right. Yes.
Is it better?
Say it again. Yeah, there's something happening. It didn't
Do
do
you
it.
have headphones plugged in? Because if you have headphones plugged in, unplug them. Because that's what it sounds like. It sounds like you have headphones plugged in and the jack is like a little sketchy.
I don't have any headphones plugged in. This is straight speaker.
See,
Well,
you
whatever
sound
you
Well, whatever you just
did.
did, keep talking.
Oh, okay. When I was
So I don't know where you're.
There's something happening. See, he's doing something because he's doing it again, but I don't know.
There's a certain position that you get in and you come in straight. Raise your head up a little bit. Now
Now
say
try.
something. No, that doesn't. I don't know what's going
That
on with
was
your
remarkable.
microphone. It's now it has you out. Man, that's so
Maybe
frustrating.
type it in the chat, Ricky.
That's okay. We're gonna get you
Yeah,
next.
type it in the chat so we can see what
Yeah,
you're
you
saying.
talk-
Send us a
talk
text
to us.
message.
Talk to us.
We're
Yeah.
curious.
This is that
is
means
good.
that you have to come back.
Yeah, you got to come back. And that's what we're going to be coming back. We're going to be talking to Mr. George Walker about getting our weekly radio program come up. It'll be produced. It'll be another smart production produced by our young people. And we'll be doing a lot, of course, of financial empowerment, all that type of stuff. But it'll be produced by the young leaders. We're talking about entrepreneurship, deep financial literacy of the young people. We'll be doing Jeopardy. We'll be doing all that stuff. But now we'll be basically doing it. My dog won't stop barking. I'm sorry.
Now, let me ask Kasaya if your call had anything to do with what we were attempting to do, or that was something.
Something different.
Oh, okay, all right.
'Cause
I'm sorry.
my little cousins are in the room, so they're
Yeah.
driving me insane right now.
Okay, thank you.
Gotcha. You guys are amazing. One of the
mean,
things. Oh, God.
This is
There we go.
good.
Okay.
I give back school support. Thank you very much. That is
Yes.
extremely important. And we were able to read, giving back school
Yes.
supplies. I'm sorry,
Yes.
go ahead.
Because that could be again something great that, and whether it's through your family or the church, whatever we can do to help each other to do those types of things, would be amazing. One of the things we did 2 years in a row, I want to say Bethel AME, they have a retirement facility right off of like 20 something and Vine. So we went there a couple of years in a row. We did Christmas caroling with a lot of our students and stuff like that. And so everybody don't want to sing. That's why I was laughing about that. And then we've done a play. Mr. Boyd, you were with us one year. We did a Christmas play. And so, but those are the students that we did. We went out that same year, went to that nursing place and another one, the Bethel, and we did Christmas caroling. And it was fun. the Hart family, it was when they were a lot younger.
Right. That's
so
right.
They did a lot of that caroling. And so we can do whatever we like to do, y'all. That's all I want to say. And like Ms. Denaya said, whatever we can think of amongst ourselves to help. The standard's so low. And then when they, can't do more and go to college or do whatever, and it'll be the parents' fault or the teacher's fault. But if you have a school that says all you need is a 1.0, and the teacher even goes and yells about it, I need my student to do whatever. The coaches now have power to say the state statute says, so the teachers can't even fight now to make the kids do more. And the parents, can't even add something. So,
I want to explore that, and that we will revisit that, I promise you. And we have come to the end of this particular segment of Wave Your Grades. So for all who are with us, any final comments?
Anything? I want to say thank you. And we're going to be, getting ready for our skating party soon, and our Young Leaders Day decide where we're going to go. We're going back to a monthly outing. We went to Main Event last month. That was great. So we're going to do skating this month. And
did you say skating?
skating. We're gonna go skating.
Like roller skating?
Roller skating. I don't know how to ice skate. We're gonna go roller skating. And so, but just so we stay together and plan stuff and get ready for 2023. So
I have a challenge for you.
okay. Tell me.
Coming
You,
up,
Mr. Ricky.
Coming up, having to do with roller skating.
Okay.
Thank you to all of our panel. Kasaya, any final words? Ricky, Denaya.
Thanks for having us. This was a really insightful talk.
God bless you. Thank you.
Amen.
All right.
That's
Paris, anything before we go?
Nope, just thank you all, and I look forward to seeing you soon. So have a good day, you guys.
Bye.
Thank you to all for Wave Your Grades. And as we close, to students across the USA, your Stoots for Boots message for this day, December 10th. Side by side, you can match troops' stride to the drum beat and loud brass, but they're not impressed with you unless you can match their stride in class. My name is Carl Boyd. Gracious God and wonderful Wanda, I'm on my way home.
That was perfect, Mr. Boyd. You should send that to us. It's all about expectations. I heard it.
Thank you.